9.2 is so close, you can smell it. And that is the smell of change. Tier sets, a new raid, mythic plus things, and floating balls in the sky are not the only things to come in 9.2, and once the patch sets in, you will want to get ready for the new content. Whether you are coming back or planning to play an undergeared alt, there are a bunch of things you can do for those epics and get that eye level nice and high, and that's what's on the menu for today. But for every other day, your menu should at least contain one dose of MO Cast. Over yonder on our other channel, we have podcasts galore with theory crafters, high-end raiders, and mythic plus pushers about specs and systems and loot and what works and what doesn't in World of Warcraft. Check it out if you want a good listen and leave a like, you know, the usual. When you will be getting into the new zone, the eye level you have can change and alter what options you have when it comes to gearing, so let's take it from the top. This time you will have not one, but two catch-up stores when venturing into Zereth Mortis. The first one will be inside the first village, Haven, and the one you are looking for is the NPC Hadja, the Enlightened Provisioner. As for her loot, we hope you have stored that anima, cause all her loot is paid for with the marvelous currency that cannot go away quicker, anima, and it will be for a similar token equivalent to the one you could find in Korthia. They are bound on account tokens that will award static eye level 226 uncommon quality gear with no extra powers. They cost 500 anima each and can be bought for every existing slot. And as we mentioned earlier, they are account bound, which alt man. The second vendor will be Rafik, the Relic Seeker, and he can be found in the Pilgrim's Grace. He will sell 246 eye level epic purple gear. You cannot upgrade those items, and this time you will need a special currency called Sandworm Relic, which will be fucking hard to get, man, as it drops from rare chests and some dailies or other quests. And that's still a lot of places, but the drop chance is very low and they drop like 1 or 2 at a time, so The daily quests give you 5, but you will need 160 to 300 of these in order to purchase one item. This currency is soulbound and will take 1 or more slots in your bags. Beats me why it's not in the currency tab and they can stack up to 250, but hey, new currency, right? Another catch-up gear that you can consider will be the items dropped by enemies, rares, treasures, and world daily half-weekly quests or even BOEs. The green items dropped around Zereth Mortis will be 229 eye level with blue items at 236 and starting from 233 to 239 epic gear that can have some extra effects that buff up the cipher of the thing, the cipher of creation, or the Pokepox power. I don't know what the fuck that is, man. The epic BOEs will have 239 eye level as well. The Professions gear had some interesting changes to them. The eye level will obviously go up from 200 to 233 for the non-unique equipped items, and the item that you can equip only once, you will get it to 262, up from 230. On top of the eye level, you can add now an extra progenitor enhancement. What this means is that every item you craft can have extra effects, like you do extra AoE damage. Your food flask and elixir effects will be increased by 50%. Killing creatures have a chance to give you mats. Taking damage has a chance to heal you or damage enemies. All these and much more, and some of these effects can even stack, so woohoo! So profession items can turn out to be very powerful, since now their effect is not limited to only Zereth Mortis like we were used to so far. All items seem to be BOE, so you can sell them on the auction house or send them to your alts, and the new Crafter's Marks recipes will be sold by the Enlightened Quartermaster when you reach Honored with them. The items required to craft them are basically the same, just add the new materials which will be found all around Zereth Mortis, and for the 262 item you will need the new legendary Progenitor Essentia. That looks to be a Zereth Mortis version of the Quarthite Crystal. Do your dungeons in the pre-patch because the loot eye level was raised by 26 points meaning that the normal dungeons will drop the equivalent mythic 0 eye level loot from the last patch, so 210 is exactly what you will get, and mythic 0 dungeons will drop now mythic 15 loot equivalent with 236 eye level. So the Valor upgrading process will start from 236 eye level this time all the way up to 272. We suspect that during preseason they will again cap the eye level of M+ drops to level 8, so 252 max eye level items can be acquired from M+, with the weekly vault having 262 gear from finishing a plus 15 dungeon. The new Tazavesh dungeon will come with the new patch to the M+ rotation, so even if you haven't done the questline to unlock it, if your team can summon you there and you get the flight path, you should be good to go. You can even do it on heroic difficulty in the LFG menu. You can still do the unlock questline that will start from the Innkeeper in Orbos. It is a straightforward quest that will have you fly around Shadowlands to uncover the mystery and get there eventually. Although it hasn't been announced officially yet, the eye levels for the next year when it comes to your M+ adventures will likely follow the same rules it did this whole expansion, with the added inflation of the 26 eye levels. This means that they will start from 236 for an M0 and +2, and the respective reward from the vault will be 252 eye level. And this will all scale up to 262 eye level drops from a +15, with the vault counterpart being 278 eye level. As for the raid eye level, it will start with 239 from LFR, 246 drops from the last 3 bosses, up to 278 eye level from Mythic, with the last 3 bosses dropping 285 eye level gear. There are no surprises here, with the exception that now 3 bosses will have higher loot than the rest of the raid. The tier sets will be dropped by set bosses. Lihuvim and Principal Architect will drop the Hands token. At the moment they still appear as the normal gear in the adventure guide, but things will change. Halandras, the Reclaimer, will drop the Legs token. Anduin, the Headpiece token. Lords of Dread have the Shoulders, and Rigalon, the Chest piece. They will have fixed eye level and not grow like the ones from the last 3 bosses. As Blizz said before, the drop rate will be 2 pieces of tier per boss and be on a separate loot table. On top of this, they have a chance to appear on every slot from the vault, including M+ and PvP. And for a quick heads up, your tokens for this year are grouped up by classes as always. This is the current iteration of tier sets, and the devs have been pretty responsive to all loot concern questions. Things might change until the release, sure, although a bit unlikely at this point. The Creation Catalyst will become available during week 8. You'll find the Forge where you will use it in chapter 4. How you acquire the Creation Catalyst is currently still unknown. They said you will get 1 charge per week, and at a point it will become something like 1 per day or 1 every other day. And for alts, these charges can stack even if you don't use the Creation Catalyst, but the devs didn't say exactly when it will start, or if you need to do the 4th chapter to unlock the Forge in order for it to start adding up all those charges, or maybe you only need to skip to discover Zereth Mortis for it to become available. The Forge will upgrade items from Mythic Plus, PvP and Raid. At the moment it seems that the pieces that can be a part of the tier set will be changed into tiers, and the off pieces will be changed into the same thing but with different stats. In short, you won't have random shoulders pop in your vault when instead you needed a shoulder piece from your tier set. And with all these charges to the Creation Catalyst, you can create your tier set pieces eventually on alts even quicker than before. So no more grinding, domination gear and shards, and oh my god, I still have the nightmares, man. Get ready to farm again the same loot, but with better eye level and upgraded again with Valor. Yay! Depending on what class or spec you are, you will be going back to Plaguefall, the other side, Theater Pain, and let's not forget Mist. You will still want that Poxstorm from Plaguefall if you can use it, and considering how the weapons from the new raid are shaping off to be, hold on to that Vein Reaper because it will still be viable for a while in your offhand at least. And while you are there, get your new File or Infinitely Divisible Ooze as well because they are still at the top. Same thing with the Soul-Letting Ruby from the Theater of Pain. The Quantum Device and Overwhelming Power Crystals from the other side dungeons are going to be on your list, and if they aren't, they should be. And of course, yes, do Mist for the Unbound Changeling, it's still very powerful. All of this is to give you a direction and objective when it comes to optimizing potential best-in-slot items for an edge when 9.2 drops. As for Tazavesh, be ready to farm the sack. Although it got a nerf, it will still be very good in single target, while the tanking one looks to be buffed. So considering it is very powerful at this moment for some tanks, it will surely be a reason to go there when the dungeon opens up. The healing and range DPS one look very interesting and decent at their current iteration, so finding a healer shouldn't be an issue. With this, you should be armed to the teeth to the best of your ability and start the new season with a bang. All in all, 9.2 is shaping up to be a better and better patch with more requests answered by the devs than ever before. Thank you to the patrons for supporting this video. Normally this was supposed to be a class guide, but I mean the patch is so close that we thought gearing might be better, so hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for the support making all of this possible, and if you dear viewers are still here, check the link down below to our Patreon page. You'll see all sorts of tiers with all sorts of goodies, something that you might enjoy. Thank you for watching the video. See you next time.
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classic or retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.